Back outside now, a live look over Fort Smith. It is in the 80s for the first week of February.
Wow.
Hard to get your head around, right?
What else are we supposed to say next?
Yeah, well, there's going to be some twists and there's going to be some turns over the next several days. Here's what's happening out there right now. Strong southerly winds, and I know you've heard them whipping around the outside of your house, your office building. Those southerly winds have really been pumping up some nice warm temperatures, but things are about to begin to change. You probably noticed this cold front that's really knocking at our back door right now. It's going to be moving into the area overnight tonight, but it's unlike the typical cold front we get in the sense that the depth of the cold air is really shallow. That presents a bit of a challenge because we've got some elevation. The Ozarks are going to try to hang this cold front up for some of us tomorrow. So I think we're setting ourselves up for a situation tomorrow, maybe even Wednesday and Thursday, where some folks are cool and overcast. We're talking 40s and 50s. Behind that front, depending on how far it can get south, and those that ahead of it that aren't too influenced by it very well still could be in the 60s. So this is going to be midnight tonight. Front's getting hung up pretty much right around the tunnel. 40s in Bentonville and Rogers. Meanwhile, we're about 10 degrees warmer on the other side of that front. It's going to meander around. It never really entirely clears the area. It kind of stalls out as a stationary front. This is going to be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Notice the spread. We're in the low 40s in Bentonville, near 60 in Waldron, a tale of two different areas. Right, that's the setup. That's probably not going to change a whole lot until eventually by tomorrow night, late, it's going to try to lift back towards the north as a warm front. Depending on how far north it can get, and there's a lot of uncertainty with the system, we probably are all back in the 60s by Wednesday lunchtime, a little bit warmer by the afternoon hours. That front never really leaves us until later this week, so we're going to be dealing with it from between now and let's say Friday. Could bring us a couple of spotty showers, 10% chance tomorrow. You'll notice these are very few and far between, not looking at widespread rain necessarily. We get into late tomorrow night, early Wednesday, and I'm going to bump us up to about a 30% chance. Some of us will need those umbrellas and windshield wipers Wednesday morning. Not everybody. It's going to be somewhat scattered in nature. The big story with this system is just the variation in temperatures that we're going to feel over the next several days. We start to come back down towards Friday, a very brief warm-up Saturday ahead of our next system, but then look at that drop-off. 40s return for Northwest Arkansas by Sunday, 50s and inevitably 40s in the River Valley by early next week. Looking at some of the longer range data, it's certainly going to feel a lot more like winter. This is going to be Saturday afternoon, mild out there. Front's getting ready to move into the area, and look how quickly those feels like temperatures. These are wind chill values dropping into the 20s and low 30s by Sunday morning. That's a lot more like it for this time of the year, and that cold weather likely hangs around the majority of next week. Here's your 7-day forecast. I have no wintry precipitation in the 7-day forecast. Now, coming up tonight at 10, I'll show you a 10-day forecast. There's a tease. Tune in tonight at 10. 20% chance of a few spotty showers Saturday, Sunday, 30% chance of rain Monday. Those temperatures only cool down going into the rest of next week. With a pretty active weather pattern setting up, all it's going to take is one disturbance, one little bit of moisture to meet up around the same time we've got those sub-freezing temperatures, and then we're dealing with some wintry precipitation. Again, not looking at that in the next 7 days, but it is a real possibility in the next 10 to 15 days. That's certainly something on our radar. These temperatures today, record-breaking, unusual for this time of the year. Get out there and enjoy it tonight. Certainly by a week from now, we're going to want those big heavy coats, and it's going to feel a heck of a lot different.
The weirdest thing, sitting here talking about 80 degrees, and then a week from now, we're back into the winter thing.
You know, I try to always find the positive in these situations. The positive is typically when you do these weather whiplash events, it comes with severe weather.
Yeah, well.
And while we could see some lightning and thunder Wednesday, we're not looking at severe weather. That's the good news for us, at least as of right now.